oh my God, there is some grass. I'm just trying to make up my mind which of the news things I tell you first. Hello, beautiful people of YouTube. How are you all doing? And welcome back to another video. This week's video is going to be a little bit different to normal proceedings, and all will become apparent very soon why. But just to whet your appetite, we've got lots of news in this one, and we're going to revisit a few things that are going on farm that I don't normally get to go and see. But first off today, I'm going to saddle up the horse, we're going to go out to Thornton, and I'm going to go check the cows over there, and I'll tell you the first bit of news when I get there. So let's go! Right, so we are at Thornton, and I've just set up the grazing lane. So you remember, we put some grazing lanes in here. I'll put the video on screen now. Put these grazing lanes in the spring so that we can paddock graze all of this ground at Thornton. This group of cows is coming onto this last paddock here today, so I'll drop the fence in a minute and move them. We wanted to do this because we wanted to get like loads more grass grown over here, and you know what, it has worked. We've not put quite as many cows out here as we normally would, just to try and help that grass growth a little bit more. But when you get on there where they've been sort of last week, oh my God, there is some grass. And I bet on the top where they're going next, if it's just even more, because that's even better field up there. So I'll move those guys in a minute, but I thought I'd just show you the Corvus, because Mr. Colin Catley has done it again. He's took the Corvus in and he's put the side door on, he's put the light bar all fixed into the wiring. We've got a flashing light on the top now, we've got a light on the back over here. Got an LED light there looking over into the back, which is amazing. Obviously we've got the frame on it. We are just killing it now with this Corvus. It is the most insane piece of kit. I'm really rate it. I know I keep going on about it, but it is really cool. So I'll just show you this. If I put the ignition on here, oh, Barley's in the front by the way, but she's not on the seat, so that's okay. If we put the ignition on, we've got an isolator switch there for the light. So look, oh, main beam. It's all wired into the main beam, so when you put the main beam on, we can also turn that isolator switch off, so when you do put the main beam on, it doesn't come on. We've got lights up, switches up here, one for the flashing light on the roof, and one for the light on the back. Look at that! It's awesome. And he's put the half door on now, so we can take fences up and stuff a lot easier, so we don't have to have the big main door open. We can have this half door. We need to just tweak it to get it quite right, because it's not perfect, but once we've got that half door bang on, it'll be amazing. Anyway, I was teasing you with some big news. What I'm going to do is I'm going to let these cows onto this last paddock first, because I don't want them to break that fence down while they wait for me. So I will let them through and then I'll give you the big news. Right, so that's all of those cows moved to the other side of the fence. They're on the last paddock, and I'm set up ready to do the top field move in a couple of days' time. And I'm just trying to make up my mind which of the news things I tell you first, because I've got a couple. I think we'll go for the big news. It's downhill from here then, but we'll go for the big news first because it's important. Some of you who have been watching me for a while will know that Kate and I, my wife, were expecting a little baby to come along in August. It was our first baby. We've never had one before, so it's a bit new to us. Supposed to be due on August the 6th. Well, it actually turned up last week. That's why last week I was all over the place on and off the farm. That's why this week's video is a little bit weird and not quite the usual, because again, just chaos right now. Mum and Dad are on holiday as well, so that's made it even just like more mental. But yeah, we're proud to announce that we have brought into the world a little baby boy. We didn't know what we were having, so it was a proper surprise. His name is Wilfred, but we're going to call him Freddie. And yeah, it's just amazing being a dad. Kate smashed the whole giving birth thing. I've never seen someone look so good after giving birth. Not that I've seen anyone really give birth, but you know what I mean. She smashed the whole being in the hospital thing. They had to stop in for a few days. I was backwards and forwards all over the place. It's been really hard. If I look like I've aged 7 years in the last 7 days, that's because I have. But Kate's smashing the whole mum thing now, and they're back at home, and it's just wicked. It's just amazing. So really, really happy to tell you all. Hopefully it won't be long till he's walking around and he can drive a tractor and he can do some work, because we need some staff. Can't afford to pay them though, that's the thing, so we need child labour. Anyway, we've got a bit more to go and do. We've got another group of cows that are grazing a herbal lay that we've silaged, so I'll go and show you those guys, because that herbal lay is impressive. And then, yeah, I'll tell you some more news. And now we are back home. You can tell this group of cows really want to move, but I wanted to show you this before I move them. So I've got to sort these fences out, because there's a footpath runs from there and it runs to the gateway here. And we try and fence it so that the cows aren't in with the footpath people, because it's just hassle. So I need to rejig all these fences. But this is the herbal lay that we mowed only about 5 weeks ago, something like that. I'll put the video up here somewhere. We did like 14 bales per acre, I think, if I remember correctly. And this is it now. Look at it. Full of red clover. It's sort of knee height. White clover in here. We've got chicory, we've got grass, we've got everything you could possibly want in here, and these guys are absolutely loving it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to sort these fences out, and I will try and work out what the hell I've got to do here, because Dad's put these up and I'm a little bit confused. Then we'll move these cows and I'll tell you some more news. There we go, cows all moved into the herbal lay. If you don't grow herbal lays, honestly, this is what it's about. Look at them grazing in there. Something amazing about watching cows graze covers this like long. I just love it. I think it's amazing. And they graze them down quite nice that side. What we tend to do is we'll leave this a longer rest period than what we would a normal permanent pasture. They get sort of 3 to 4 weeks depending on the time of year. This really needs like 6, because the whole point is to graze covers like this. But oh, something amazing about watching cows eat stuff like that. So good for them too. Anyway, this second piece of massive news that would be like up there with some of the best news I've ever had if it wasn't for the fact that Kate and I bred a child. Not as good as that, but yeah, it's all right. So what it is I have been asked, and I don't know quite how I got this job, to judge the British Farming Awards Beef Farmer of the Year this year. Me? It's a bit mind-blowing, because I love my beef cows, I really do. I love my suckler cows and I love fattening cattle. But yeah, I just got asked to do it, and I think it's amazing. I suppose it's all down to you guys watching this YouTube channel, because that's the only way that I would have ever been thought about for this job, surely. But I'm thrilled, I really am. So thank you to the guys at the Farmers Guardian, to the guys at the British Farming Awards, and to all you guys at home who watch these videos, because without you, I wouldn't get to do stuff like that. I'm by far not the most qualified beef farmer in the world. I'm not the best beef farmer in the world. I've got a long way to go. I know I've got a long way to go, but I know where I'm making for. So I suppose that is probably one of the reasons why I got the job. But thank you, honestly, from the bottom of my heart, thank you, because I wouldn't be able to do anything like that if it weren't for you guys. Right, I'm gonna head back to the yard because I've got loads more jobs to do, and one thing or another, and I'm getting hungry because I'm not had my breakfast yet, and it's gone 10 o'clock, and I was up at, oh God knows, like 4:30 because child. Let's go. Right, that's the horse put back in the stables. I'm gonna sign off for another week. I apologize, this isn't my normal kind of video. Hopefully back to normal service relatively soon. I wanted to get a few videos in the bag before Freddie turned up, but he beat me to it, so it didn't work out quite as planned. But whatever you're up to this weekend, look after yourselves. Pray for me and Kate that we get some sleep, because we really need it. Have a great one. Look after yourselves. See you in a bit. Ta-da.